hello there folks, and welcome back to the Whisky Friend with me, Alan. Here we are again. We're going to do a nice relaxed sample Sunday. Got two beautiful samples that's been gifted to the channel in front of me here. We're still on the peat. We're going to try and compare a bit of Islay Peat. As usual, everybody's accustomed to that Islay Peat, but I'm going to try and throw in a little bit of Arran Peat. I have a lot of Arran peated bottles up here at the minute, so I've got a Mr. Ian Cockcroft, one of the Manchester boys, is very generously gifted me this Royal Mile exclusive. That's a whisky shop in Edinburgh. Arran small batch, peated from a sherry hogshead, 54.2%, and I've got no, it doesn't say on the bottle, but I've got no doubt that it's non-chill filtered in its natural colour. And then I've had this huge sample sent to me from one of my Patreons, Mr. Bloor. This is the Laphroaig 10 Sherry Oak, 48% ABV. Not too sure of the bits on that, so if Neil's watching, he may want to drop into the comments and let us know what the kind of makeup is, whether it's chill filtered, natural colour, all of that. We'll have a little taste and see if we can figure anything out. Let me get these in the glass, guys. So I'm going to try and keep this nice and relaxed. No notes with this one. Just straight off the cuff, just pour it. I'll get a couple of whisky coins on these as well. If you're a regular to the channel, you know the new Whisky Friend coins are out, batch 3. Whisky battles. I don't think this is going to be a battle, guys. I think this is just more of a comparison on this one. Number 1 coin is going on to the Arran, and number 64 is going on to the Laphroaig Sherry Oak. These are both my own personal coins with these fantastic whisky battles there. Nothing major with this one, folks. I just thought I'd keep the little peat thing going, try and get through some of the samples at the same time, but at the same time try and contrast the peat, try and contrast the Arran Peat compared to the Islay Peat. I think everybody is aware of Islay. Arran has been doing peated whiskies for a while now. They've just recently, well, they're about to open in maybe the next year or so. We open the new Lag distillery on Arran, second distillery, which is going to be the predominantly peated distillery. The peated Arran's coming a minute from Laphroaig. It's the Macri Moors. I do believe they're going to drop that brand and they're going to come back and it'll be all as Lag distillery, Lag peated whiskies. So yeah, so looking forward to the first Lag bottles that's coming out. Shouldn't be too long now, maybe the next year or so. I think they're almost ready. But yeah, we're going to just dive in, nose these, taste them, no notes. As I said, we're just going to do it pretty raw, pretty relaxed. Just a quick one, folks. I think we've just recently passed the 5,000 subscribers. We've just passed that magical 5k. So big thanks to everyone who's subscribed. Big thanks to everyone who's about to subscribe. Just a friendly reminder from me to thee, it still doesn't cost you anything. It's still completely free, and only now you're helping the channel massively on its way to the magical 6k. So yeah, so big thanks for that, guys. I'm really chuffed, really honoured. Never in my wildest dreams thought we'd hit that kind of amount. So now we're only onwards and upwards and trying to hit that big 6k now. So I'm going to dive into these two, share them, quick hitter video. I'll give as much as I can get. As I say, I've just poured them. I've not done any research. I've not looked into anything. Just come straight out of the bottle into the glass. So let's dive into these. So on the Arran. Wow, that's floral. That is. It's very, very candied. It's almost bonbon. Maybe strawberry bonbons, vanillas. There's a nice big vanilla note in there. Wow, so fresh. Yes, the smoke's there, guys, but it's a different kind of smoke, different kind of peat. Wow, that's, to be fair, I think there's definitely, they're both sherried, so they've got that in common. But yeah, mixed with that peat, they've both got the same kind of confectionery note. Really, really sweet, powdery. It's almost like what's that word I'm looking for? We had a little drink back in the day. It was a powdered drink, and you added some water to it, and it fizzed up. It's got that kind of fizzy. Both of them have got that fizzy element on them, to be fair. Really, really sweet, but it's powder rather than juicy. Yeah, definitely some dried fruit on that one, the Arran. Red fruit, dried fruit. But wow, yeah, nice. No, I'm not picking up any brine or anything like that. This is just real, real wonderful. Such a nice nose. Let's see if I can get anything else. I'll let that open up a little bit longer now, so let's dive into the Laphroaig. Yeah, it's almost, I'm trying to put my finger on, they've both got a similar note. Wow, perfumed. It's almost, it's right on the tip of my nose there. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Try to figure out what that note is. It's very, very, it's something back from the old days. Yeah, it's like a, this one's like a raspberry bonbon. Going on with that one. A little bit of brine in this, a little bit of, the peat's definitely different. It's earthier. It's more, a little bit more pungent. A little bit of seaweed there, a little bit of coastal, a little bit of brine. So that's definitely there on the Laphroaig. And I think it's a lot. There's a nice little solidity in there as well. So I think this might be a little bit salty on the Laphroaig. But let's go back to the. Let's have a quick sip of the Arran. Lovely sherry on both of them. Colour's fantastic. I don't even think there's that much difference in colour. They look identical colour wise. Wow. Let's see what it tastes like. Down the hatch, folks. There's the peat now. There's the spice. 54.2 is letting you know it's there. It's peppery, it's spicy. A little bit of black pepper, maybe a little bit of white pepper. Black cracked pepper. Wow. Maybe some ginger, maybe some clove as well. So there's a lot of spice on that as well. Lovely oily mouthfeel. Smoke is distant. I think the smoke's pretty much in the back there now. I thought it was going to be a little bit smokier on the palate, but it's not. It's just carried through from the nose. The smoke on the Arran's just in the back. Even on the nose it's in the back, and the same in the palate. Wow. Let's do a little sip of the Laphroaig and see if that's any different. What are we expecting from Laphroaig, folks? Is this a bad boy peat? Let's have a look. So, again, wonderful colour. Both fantastic looking. To the hatch, folks. Okay, the Laphroaig it's a little bit drier. Little hint of soot in there as well. Wow, spicy again. Very, very similar. I think it's just I'm convinced the peat's different. Laphroaig is a little bit more briny, coastal, medicinal, menthol, all the usual things you would expect from Laphroaig, with a sherry on top. Is it a Laphroaig 10 with a volume turned up with some sherry chucked in? Possibly. It's quite nice. Wow. Let's do another sip of the Arran. Wish me luck. Well, that second sip, even that, the amazing thing with the Arran at 54.2, it's so easy now to say, even that second sip is just I don't even think I need water in that. So easy to sip. It's gone a little bit cherry pie, maybe a little bit apple pie. Got a little pastry note going on there, a little bit maltier. Definitely got the Arran character. Maybe a little bit of tropical fruit in there as well. Maybe a little bit of banana, a little bit of pineapple. It's gone a little bit fruity. The red fruits are massive. A little bit of cherry. Dried fruit. Raisin. Yeah, the sherry's definitely got an influence on it, but the Arran spirit's definitely that multi characters there. The tropical notes are there. A little bit of vanilla. Real nice. Complicated whiskey, complex, fantastic. Let's do another sip and then I'll check out the finish. Oh, Laphroaig 10, sherry oak. Wow, both fantastic. The Laphroaig is a little bit oakier. I'm pretty sure the Laphroaig's a little bit older. Could be wrong, but I think it's a little bit older. The oak's got more influence there. It's got that kind of wood shop floor kind of note to it, sawdusty, shaved wood, pencil shavings, that kind of stuff. It's still got the dried fruit, the dark fruit, the red fruit, all of that's still there, and it's a wee bit more medicinal, wee bit more. Absolutely no TCP coming for this one. I think the sherry's killing the TCP that I normally get at Laphroaig. A little bit of band-aid maybe, but it's really distant in the back. Two super whiskies. Let's do the finish and then we'll get going. Wow, I'm loving these. They look as if I'm enjoying the peat, guys. They look as if I'm getting excited now about peat. Have I been leaving it too long? Should have done it years ago. Well, drop into the comments and let me know. Cheers, folks. So oily, even a little bit chewy. It's gone a little bit sticky, a little bit juicy, a little bit jammy. Wow, but the peat's in the background there. It's smoky, but it's not the overwhelming. If this would be actually quite good if you were if you're doing a transition from sherry. This would be a perfect transition, maybe into peat. I think, yeah, if you're a big sherry lover, then yeah, you would love both of these. You transition in quite nice. I don't think the peat is too over dominant. Although they're both peated, I don't think they're heavily peated. But yeah, wow, fantastic. Finish on that one is the usual, little bit of chocolate. Those red fruits, tropical notes are there. It's malty, spicy. It's warming all the way through. It's a long finish. Let's see how the Laphroaig does. Enjoyed this. Got so many samples, guys. I must have 300 or 400 samples there to go through. So I think I've got a lot of busy Sundays coming up going forward. Doing the hatch. So nice. They are different. I think it's the Islay and the Arran kind of thing. I think the distillery characters are in there, and everything else is very similar. The sherry, it must be the similar sherries in them as well. Ages, I don't know how far apart they are in age. I know the Laphroaig's got a 10-year-old age statement, is it? I'm not sure if this is got anything to do with age. I'm sure if Ian's watching, he'll let us know if it's any older. Doesn't taste any older. I'm thinking maybe 8, 9, maybe 10 at a push. But the sherries, What a fantastic, very, very generous samples, both guys. Thank you very much for that. I might spend a wee bit more time with these later on. Finish on the Laphroaig. Again, it's a long finish. Well, medium long. I think the Arran's a little bit longer on finish. But the usual's there, the smoke's there, the distant bonfires there, the medicinal, the earthiness, the sherry influence. The sherry influence on them both is massive, guys. Lots and lots of sherry influence. I think the peat is a wee bit more backseat. I think the sherry, balance wise, I think they are balanced, they're well balanced, but I think there's not too much peat and there's not too much sherry, so they're real bang bang straight in. So whoever's put these two whiskies together has done a fantastic job. They've not kind of overpowered one or the other. Does that make sense? So yeah, finish again, medium to long. I think the Arran's a wee bit longer on the finish. Price wise, I've got no idea what the price are in these. I don't know if they're in all global markets. I think the Laphroaig 10 Sherry Oak may be a wee bit easier to get a hold of. I think the Arran looks like it's a small batch. It looks like it's batch. There may be a bit of batch variations. There may be more of it kicking around. It's from a sherry hogshead. So yeah, I'm not too sure how easy they are to get or where they are in global markets. But just this comparison, folks, was just to compare a bit of Arran Peat compared to a bit of Laphroaig Peat, but and at the same time I'm getting a wee bit of sherry into the Laphroaig, if that makes sense. I don't come across many sherried Laphroaigs to this sort of level, so pretty good. But other than that, that's pretty much, guys, for this one. Another sample Sunday done. Big thanks. If you've liked the video, guys, just give me a thumbs up. If you've not smashed that button yet, you know what to do. Big thanks, big shout out to all my Patreons. You've stuck by me through thick and thin. I'm going to do a wee bit more on Patreon this year. I need to figure out some bits of how we're going to kind of connect and get some more stuff done together. I'm going to do the bottle openings and the uncorkings on Patreon first. So if you want to see me uncork and first impressions of new bottles, then dive into the Patreon, guys. I'll pop links and descriptions, coins and all that into the description down below. If you want to pick up some coins and dive in, just drop me a little note and we'll sort you out with them. But that's pretty much it. I'm Alan, I'm the Whiskey Friend, and as always, the pleasure is in the sharing. Great example of the pleasure in the sharing. Two fantastic samples from two fantastic guys. Cheers, folks. See you soon.